Okay, Brew, you made a list of teams not to sleep on in the East, especially after we saw the Pacers make.
Yeah, you see it on the screen, finding the next nap time. This was inspired. Look, it didn't end the way we wanted it to, obviously, with the injury and the loss. But what a year by my Indiana Pacers.
I mean, is that our panic button?
No, it's more than that. Here it is.
Easy button.
Naptown. Naptown!
He presses it, it says Naptown.
It's battery inspired. Like anybody can do it. It's not just me.
But you have to believe.
You got to believe.
So yeah, have you ever seen the Polar Express?
Yeah, of course.
It's a little bit like the
yeah, I got you.
It's not. It's just.
I don't believe.
No, it's batteries in there. It's not any. That's what helps him sleep at night. Naptown!
Wow.
He doesn't believe.
A true believer.
He definitely did not believe.
Okay.
And there it is. So all right. But that's what inspired this segment, Naptown. So I'm not saying these teams are getting to the final.
No.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised. Naptown was a 4 seed, right? Nobody picked them to get to the NBA Finals. So just maybe a deep playoff run surprise you. You wake up in late May and wow, they're still there.
What the heck?
They got a shot. All right, so here we go. It's from least likely to most likely.
It's just a list.
Yeah. So number 3.
An erasable pen.
The Atlanta Hawks.
The Hawks.
Now, Nick waxed poetic about loving their trade with the Pelicans on draft night, and he was right. I mean, that was a great move. Next year, they'll have a great draft pick, courtesy of the Bucks or the Pelicans. But very nice coach in Quinn Snyder. He's a good coach. Trae Young, I think, is maturing. And so I like – and Trae, look, until Halliburton came along, Trae was like clutch, right? Now not as much because we've seen Halliburton, but still a clutch player. Jalen Johnson, remember, he's basically 20-10, and he missed most of last season. So he will be back. Dyson Daniels, gotta love him.
Yeah.
You know, top defender in the league, almost won Defensive Player of the Year. They got Porzingis. Now, Porzingis obviously health. But if he's healthy, if Porzingis is healthy, I like that. And then I didn't even mention Zach Ricochet. The rookie last year played, got better as the season went on. So I just think Atlanta is building something. And so I think the Hawks could be frisky.
Okay.
All right, at number 2, Detroit. Cade is a budding superstar. Cade Cunningham might end up in club superstar next year. Jaden Ivey missed most of the season, can shoot the 3, will work perfectly with Cade, I believe. And then that team, J.B. Bickerstaff's built a great culture. But at that team, I think the experience of what they went through against the Knicks is just going to make them that much more confident and better. So I like Detroit to be dangerous next year, too, in the Eastern Conference, which is wide open. And then number 1, Wilds.
Wow.
You picked the wrong year. That was your team.
I know.
I can't believe. Now, you still got time, but you've just thrown them away.
Well, what?
He's thrown the Magic away.
You like scoring?
Well, you know what? They're going to have scoring now.
Okay.
And I get it. Last year they had one of the top defenses in the league. Fantastic on that end of the floor. Couldn't really score. Only had the 2 big scores in Banchero and Franz Wagner. Both of them about 25 a game. But now you're bringing in a shooter. They couldn't shoot the 3. Now you're bringing in one of the best 3-point shooters in the league in Desmond Bane to spread everything out. Jalen Suggs will be back. He missed most of last season. He's a very good point guard, a growing young point guard in the league. I'm telling you, I like what they got brewing in Orlando.
Okay. Teams not to sleep on.
So, yeah, Orlando, I mean, they're the 3rd favorites. Like, I look at the odds, go to gambler. So I don't think that's a leap at all. Bane is one of the best 3-and-D guys in the league. Like you said, he would fit on any team, right? That's the way the league is going. But obviously he addressed their biggest issue of need. They were the worst 3-point shooting team in basketball. You bring in one of the best. That's going to help. I need to see a little bit more from Atlanta. But that team in the middle there, the Pistons, they, other than Oklahoma City, who won it, they were the youngest team in the playoffs. And Cade Cunningham, all of a sudden you looked up and it was like, he finished with 25 and 9.
Yeah.
9 assists. Like Malik Beasley, most 3-pointers. Stewart, Duren, they've got size. Ivy, like we'll see. Like, are they going to just develop him, or are they going to flip him? Because that's a very valuable asset. Like, they can do whichever they want with him if they feel like that's ultimately not the long-term fit there. So I actually thought that Detroit was like a sleeper KD team, because I think they're like a piece away from actually really taking that leap. But they might have the second best player in the East right now in Cade Cunningham by next year. And so the only team that I think you left off the list is the team with the first best player in the East. I don't understand why Giannis cannot carry the precedent that you said was, I'm not saying the NBA Finals. I'm just saying make a run. I'm just saying play in the second round.
Oh, I think Miami's another team, that could surprise.
Miami's getting no respect. But here, the Bucks have the 7th best odds. Cavs, Knicks, Magic, Frisky Celtics, 76ers, Pistons, Bucks,
I'm shocked
Pacers, Hawks.
you're so high on Milwaukee. And I agree that them getting to the second round wouldn't be like stunner. But I'm just saying, like,
best player in the world.
You really, and I love Jan, and he is the second best player in the world. But because he can't shoot and doesn't have that go, when I need a bucket, I can't necessarily go to Giannis. You can say, well, he's 7 foot. All big men can shoot. But most of the big men, the Shaqs, the Kareems, they were be on the block, and that was their go-to move. If Giannis went on the block and had a go, where I know when he goes to the block, he's scoring or getting fouled. That would be different. But he's not going to do that. So that's why I think he by himself will have trouble carrying a team deep, because you need somebody. Oh, he can score, but he's not been their go-to guy in the clutch all the time. Or even most of the time. They had Middleton. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Kuzma's a problem.
Champion.
Kuzma's
there you go.
Champion.
He is an NBA champion.
But you know what? Those pictures Giannis posted, a lot of them he was shooting jumpers. So I hope
always
he's
adding to his
improving
game.
that.
Always in the work of the lab.
We'll stay in the East, where Joel Embiid is expected to be back for training camp. We've got a double dose of Zach Lowe here, who says the Sixers need to start working on Maxey's timeline. Your reaction? That was good.
He's right. Joel Embiid, unfortunately, has reached the point of his career where it feels like if he has more dominant years in him, it is going to be more of a surprise than what you can count on.
Yes.
And that is not because of his skill set or even his age. Because we look at Joker, and he's going to have 3 or 4 or 5 more dominant seasons. We look at Giannis, he's going to have 3 or 4 or 5 more dominant seasons. But we don't look at Embiid that way. And when he is healthy, no one performs statistically like Jokic does. But Embiid is an MVP. He's a defensive force. He's a 28 to 30 point per game scorer. He draws fouls. He's a matchup nightmare. He can hit the 3. You can put the ball in his hands at the end of games. He's come up short in the playoffs sometimes, but that's mostly been team stuff, not on him. So I think Zach Lowe is objectively correct, and that's why Philly is going to be one of those wide range of outcome teams. Like if Embiid has a season where he plays 65 games and is healthy for the postseason, they absolutely can make noise in the Eastern Conference. But no one would bet on it. No one would bet on it.
Yeah, I hate to say this because Joel Embiid is, when healthy, one of the most skilled big men we've ever seen. Like his mid-range jump shot is just fantastic. He is truly great when he plays. But I have lost all faith in Embiid and the Sixers. And the Sixers because of, you can't count on Embiid. Like there is no way I could put, faith in the Sixers with Embiid doing anything. All right, because the last 2 years he's played 58 games total.
Right.
Total, the last 2 years. And we know even last year in the 2019 games he played, everything was down. Now maybe it was injury, but like you said, he is an old 31. Like he averaged 24 points last year, 8 rebounds, 44% shooting, I think. And again, I get it, he was banged up, but those were his numbers. I don't see you getting better as you get older when you've been injured so much. And I think, and you mentioned his playoff problems. It isn't all the team.
Not all of it.
His numbers drop a lot in the playoffs, and I think it's because he's always playing at 75% in the playoffs.
Yep.
Like he's never fully healthy come playoff time. So He's a phenomenal player when healthy, but I have no faith in him being close to 100% come playoff.
Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
I was thinking about this as I was putting together my.
Insta no.
He's an MVP. No other MVP is not in the Hall of Fame.
Right. It's easy to get.
I hear you because I was like, nah, but.
No.
Basketball Hall of Fame is easy to get into.
Okay, you win an MVP, you're automatically in? Every MVP?
Every MVP. I mean, think of the people that win MVPs are generally,
every once in a while.
And I can't think of one that had their career. Walton won a championship. He was more injury prone than even Embiid, but he did.
People think Derrick Rose
ring.
will be the first not to get in as an MVP.
Rose,
and that'll be.
Yeah, and I don't feel like Rose is a Hall of Famer.
He deserves to be.
Rose.
Really?
Yeah. Impact on the sport. I'm a huge.
What was the impact on the sport, though?
The athleticism of the point guard position changed the way we viewed how that could be done. Yeah.
Look, he was phenomenal when healthy.
I like Derrick Rose, but
that's a good one, though. That's the question. Do you automatically put an MVP in?
He's also the youngest MVP
If not,
in
then maybe
history.
both of them wouldn't be in.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.